Alright, we can do away with the Star Wars introduction. A very good afternoon, everyone. Members of Ecoplosion, as you call yourselves, as well as all the residents who have come to this City Square Mall. Thank you for inviting me to launch To Heal Earth 2011. I'm heartened to see so many enthusiastic youths and people who do not really look like youths, but nevertheless they still look young anyway, stepping forward to promote greater environmental awareness in the community. Let me start by saying that the environment has always been a key priority for Singapore since our independence, even before concepts like sustainable development became popular. As a city-state lacking natural resources, we have had to constantly balance our growth and the environment. Unlike other countries, this balancing is not an option but a necessity. For Singapore, we cannot be ideological about our existence. As a small nation, our first and foremost objective is to survive. No one owes us a living. We are responsible for our own future, and what this means is that we must be able to grow our economy, provide jobs to our people, and roofs over their heads. We also need to balance this, of course, with a good quality of life, which includes a clean and green environment. The two are, of course, not unrelated, but you obviously cannot enjoy a beautiful environment without good economic growth and vice versa. To achieve both objectives, what is essential is good stewardship, what I call good stewardship at all levels of society, from the government, community, and business organizations. Good stewardship involves taking responsibility for our own actions, knowing these actions have a bearing on the community and the wider environment. It also requires us to make good use of our limited resources, to consume only what we need, or to waste not, want not. It requires us to take a long-term view of our existence, putting community before the self, and investing in our environment even as we pursue growth. This same approach should guide our response to future challenges such as climate change and resource scarcity. If you ask me, two things keep me awake at night as CEO of the National Environment Agency, or NEA. The first is how to ensure NEA is ready at all times to safeguard the environment. That is my responsibility as a CEO, and this means we must set the highest environmental standards possible within our unique circumstances, ensure that we have proper regulations in place, and the ability to enforce against any lapses. The second is how to get people to change their behavior, be it keeping the place clean, binning litter, preventing the breeding of mosquitoes, recycling more, or conserving energy. This is the most challenging part of my task because the success of these efforts hinges on what Singaporeans do or don't do. Earlier this year, NEA did a rethink of its efforts to encourage greater community ownership. We came up with the idea of our environment, safeguard, nurture, cherish. By these, we hope to encourage all Singaporeans to safeguard our clean and healthy environment, nurture a gracious and eco-friendly culture, and cherish our clean and green environment for present and future generations. I hope that members of Ecoplosion, along with other youth groups, other members of the community, can work closely with us to promote this concept amongst all Singaporeans. If all of us play our part, it will go a long way towards keeping Singapore clean and green. I would also like to take this opportunity to share with you our new initiative. This year, we launched for the very first time Youth for the Environment Day. This will be an annual event for young Singaporeans to renew their commitment to care for the environment and to champion environmental ownership amongst their peers and the wider community. And following feedback from Youth for the Environment Day coincides with Earth Day on 22nd of April of every year. This emphasizes the commitment of Singapore's youth to doing their part to address the world's environmental problems. The inaugural Youth for the Environment Day this year was marked by more than 130 schools. 130 schools which organize environment-related activities for their students. We hope to grow this platform into a key platform for all youth to do their part for the environment, and we therefore welcome any ideas you have to make this platform that all of you can identify with. We have a logo competition underway, as well as a whole slew of activities that are lined up. Now, besides participating in the Youth for the Environment Day, I would also encourage you to serve as our environmental ambassadors. What are environmental ambassadors? For example, we have recruited and trained over 600 youths as our litter free ambassadors, actively engaging the public on anti-littering, which is a topic which you read a lot about these days. Recently, there were letters in the newspaper about the cleanliness in Singapore itself. Is this the job of the government? Is this the job of the community? Is it the job of the individuals? The answer to all three questions is yes, it's a responsibility of everyone. On top of this, we are also exploring new ways to allow our youth to express themselves on the environment. Last year, we organized for the first time the Eco Music Challenge, an online songwriting competition to inspire the youth to show their appreciation for the environment through music. Right? So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube have all become very popular means for our young today to connect with one another and also share like-minded interests or simply exchange their views on anything. Right? So I will encourage you also to log on to NEA CJS Facebook and Twitter accounts to connect with other like-minded youths and find out more about upcoming activities. Shortly, NEA will also be launching a new iPhone application. Yes, I think you're amongst the few to hear about this iPhone application that will provide useful environment-related information to the public and to report on any lapses. So if you see any litter anywhere, you take a picture, you send it to us, right? And then you'll need to get people to look into this issue. So this is part of our effort to harness our community as our partners in safeguarding the environment, Okay, let me come to the last part of my remarks. The organizers of today's events, I congratulate them for their initiative, for being good role models in terms of how young Singaporeans can play an active role to safeguard, nurture and cherish our environment. I'm told Ecoplosion is formed by a group of passionate youth from the Tampines East Youth Executive Committee who want to do their part for the environment. And I commend them for mobilizing others to also be involved in this effort. And let me also thank CDL for providing its premises for the event. I hope more young Singaporeans will take up the cause of keeping Singapore clean and green. As highlighted, we do not have much of a choice. We are but one little red dot in the world. Let's preserve it for as long as we can. Let us show others that this little red dot can be a beacon of light on the environment. And more importantly, let us do this for ourselves because it is our one and only goal. Thank you very much.